Welcome to Gaps and Glue. My name is Marc Simmons. Let's get to it. We have recently been asked, how do you do a proper evaluation of someone's HCM platform and the advisory services that they have within their administrative universe? We get asked the questions all the time based on our peer group. How efficient are we? How are other businesses using technology to become more effective and efficient and become administratively more proficient within the platforms that they use? And so what we did is we actually built a concept called the Simco Score. And so the Simco Score basically allows us to go through with a business and give them a rating. We work with customers to understand where are they compared to where we can get them. Most businesses in the Simco Score, if you were to rate the Simco Score 1 to 10, most businesses that we meet with are like a 2 or a 3. Giving us a 6-month window, most of the businesses we can get to a 7 or an 8. And then every year after that, we're continuing to evolve and develop those customers to make them more efficient. And some of the things that you would think about within the Simco Score, do you have a fully functioning HCM system? So what does that mean, fully functioning? Do you have an HCM system that has the ability to do recruiting? Do you have an attract and hire part of your HCM system where you can go out to the universe of Indeed and LinkedIn and the different platforms and be able to gather resumes? Does that system go directly into your onboarding and offboarding software? At Simco, our platform is a single sign-on platform, and it has all of the additional modules, and they all work together on the same platform. So again, you can go out there, you can do your attract and hire, you can put out job postings. Those job postings get people to apply for those job postings. Once we have hired somebody, we can take that information directly into our onboarding and offboarding software. Once they're in our onboarding and offboarding software, we can go ahead and get them into the payroll platform. Once they're in the payroll platform, they can then get access to the benefits administration platform. Once they're in their benefit administration platform, then they can get access to all of the services within those benefit packages that are offered, all your COBRA, HSA, FSA, all in one platform. In our benefits space, one of the things we always ask is, how is your benefit renewal going? Does your benefits broker talk to your HCM system? Are they sending information over to the HCM system, or are they sending it to you and then you have to send it to the HCM system, or do you have to enter the information into your payroll platform? How is that part of it synchronizing? Do you have issues with terminations where you have employees that are still on your billing? How do you solve that? You solve that by getting carrier access from the Ben admin system. So the Ben admin systems that we have, we can get direct carrier connection. So when you do have a termination for an employee, that information goes directly to the carrier, and those employees are taken off their bill. If you have a broker on one side and a HCM system on the other, none of those things are functioning correctly. From a compliance perspective, do you have all the compliant pieces that you need? Section 125, POP docs, SPDs. Most people don't actually understand what those pieces are. We're evaluating that for our Simco Score. And so it's a great opportunity for us to be able to take a look at this from a holistic perspective and make sure everything's being done correctly. The next piece is HR. HR advisory services are a huge part of our business. Why is it such an important part of our Simco Score? Because we see people all the time that have PTO policies that can't actually be executed from an HCM perspective. And so it's super inefficient. A lot of businesses have these spreadsheets that they're tracking people's time and they're tracking people's PTO. I mean, it's super inefficient to do that when you have embedded within the platform a system that can track everything for you. But the key is that it has to be set up correctly. So your HR team has to understand how the technology functions and what you can do within the technology. It's a huge part of the Simco Score. Because again, if those things are all being done in third-party spreadsheets or side spreadsheets, it is super inefficient to do that. The next piece we have is our commercial insurance. Commercial insurance is a huge part of our business as well. Do you have PAYGO? Do you have a workers' comp policy? How are you managing your workers' comp policy? All of your information that you need to be able to do a workers' comp policy is inside of the HCM system. And so with Simco, we have data access to all the information that you need, and we can send files directly to your carriers for workers' compensation so that you don't have these big end of the year audits that you've overpaid for throughout the year or you've underpaid for throughout the year. We can make that so that that is efficiently being fed to the carriers in real time. Every time you run a payroll, that file is going to go to your workers' comp carrier and make it so you don't have an end of the year audit. The next piece is going to be our investment business, 401k, retirement. Do you have full integration within the technology that you have with the retirement plan that you have? That's number one. What kind of integration is it? Are you having to take information out of your system? I see this all the time where a customer has to go pull a file, go into the TPA service or the record keeper that they're using, either download a file or, send information to certain people to be able to put into the system. That is super inefficient. Within our platform, we have the ability to do 360 integration, so we can send a file and receive a file within our platform, and it's automated. You don't have to go in and pull a report. You don't have to come in and pull a file. We can directly link it to whoever you're using from a TPA perspective and send that information. And so somebody that would score very low on the Simco Score for retirement would be a company that is manually putting that information into their TPA, or they have to pull a report. Full automation is available. There's no data issues. There's no typing issues because it's all coming directly out of the technology. Again, from a GAPS perspective, there are so many things that when you don't have a fully integrated system that folks miss. And that just makes it so you have issues down the road, and that time that you have for those issues and solving those problems can be extraordinary. And again, so what we do is we go through and we take a look at what is a customer's current situation. I would say 95% of the customers that we meet with are a parts buyer. They have a module from one company that they have purchased. They are using a different module from another company. They have a payroll engine. They're doing paper for onboarding and offboarding. None of it is really streamlined. And again, that's where we're able to get to this 211% ROI within 7 months of working with Simco, because the whole concept is to use technology to make businesses more effective and efficient. Using a solution model like Simco is the future. A single platform where everything is a single sign-on, fully integrated. We work primarily with businesses from 10 employees to 350 employees. If you're interested in hearing what your score would be, again, average score that we meet with our customers or our prospective customers are between 2 and 3, which probably blows a lot of people's minds because you'd think that it would be so much higher than that. But the majority of the customers that we meet with, they're broken. They buy parts from different vendors and they don't know how to put them all together. And that's where the gaps are, because nobody is helping the prospective customer put these pieces together correctly. If you're interested in getting your Simco Score, give us a call. If you're interested in getting to a level 8, level 9, level 10, give us a call. We are an out-of-the-box solution. We can come in very, very quickly, streamline all the different things that you're dealing with, make your company a more effective and efficient business. Thank you.